following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com.
Welcome back to the Jules Houstons. I'm your host, the Virtuoso. Next to me, we got the Destroyer and the Dominator. First things first, before we get into the segments, I gotta address this real quick because I seen this throughout the week. I ain't right on the script or whatnot, but the Las Vegas Aces waived Rochester native Dyashia Fair about like 4 or 5 days ago. Now, I'm looking at it, and obviously, like, anything in any sport, obviously, like, nothing is guaranteed. But the fact that, I mean, you look at it, even just like the post-draft stuff, like, the day after, talking about, like, Angel Reese is saying, like, my spot is not guaranteed. Like, you're a top 7 pick, and your spot's not guaranteed. Like, and even we going as far as, you know, basically everybody in the first round saying the same thing, like, my spot's not guaranteed. Like, if you're not Caitlin Clark, even Cameron Brink, like, your spot is not guaranteed. You don't have a guaranteed spot on these rosters. Mm-hmm. And obviously, like, this is where we say, or anybody says, like, the WNBA has way more progress to do than just fan service, than just be onto the fans. It's like, if the third all-time leading scorer for college hoops is getting cut 4 games to the season, that's a huge problem. And now you could say the expansion and, well, if she's not good enough to play, then you can't keep her. It's like, dude, like, the third leading scorer in college, women's college basketball is not on the team right now. It's been 5 days now. She hasn't been picked up. It doesn't look like she's going to get picked up anytime soon. There was no details of why the decision was made. I'm not inside the practices. I'm not inside, obviously, like, the ace.
I read something that said her defense.
Yeah, I assume, like, from college, I mean,
trying to guard motherfuckers on the aces, like, why am I guarding AJ Wilson?
like this is the best team in the entire WNBA. It's not some like fluke ass.
Like, what if my man's Quinn Cook got cut? You know what I'm saying? Like, when he got cut, like, you can't guard Curry, Clay, KD. Like, we gotta cut him.
Yeah, but when you look at it, it's like 4 games in, it's like, how do you even assess somebody in 4 games? And especially when she wasn't even playing, it's like, how can you assess anybody in 4 games?
For sure.
Like, you got, like, let's just look at it like this. Like, today is May, 30th?
30th.
Or is it 30th? May 30th.
Yeah.
2 months ago, it was the Elite 8 for women's basketball.
Mm-hmm. There
was no WNBA on. Most people didn't even know when WNBA season started. 2 weeks after that, the national championship game is played on a Saturday afternoon, I'm pretty sure, like 3 o'clock. A week and a half later, they're getting drafted. A week and a half later, the season starts. Mm-hmm. That's in 2 months. 2 months, they went from being on college campus, playing after college, to now they're in WNBA.
And I was the adjustment period? That Kate Martin, Caitlin Clark just played. Like, them motherfuckers was just damn near the same dorm, like, last month.
That's so crazy. Like, where's the adjustment period? You have to kind of space it out and understand why it's very smart to have them playing right now. You can market them really well with the NBA playoffs and whatnot, side by side. And, you know, football's not on. You know, NBA is about to turn off soon, obviously, because the season's coming to an end. Hockey's coming to an end. All you got is really baseball. So if you're really a basketball guy, then obviously it makes sense. But it's just like, where's the adjustment period? How can anybody be just like evaluated on 4 games? Like, imagine, like, some of our favorite players. Like, we can even go just to Wemby. The first 4 times we seen Wemby was not looking like no superstar. Was looking like, we don't know who he's gonna be. Too small. And it's not. He played 90 more games if we include preseason. Mm-hmm. And now we see he's a future defensive player of the year, probably 7-8 times. Future MVP, superstar of this league, the face of France, all this stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, how can we ever? I don't understand how you can like even just like imagine somebody watching like 4 episodes of our podcast saying like this shit sucks. The first 4.
The first 4.
It's like
in the apartment.
I like you can't evaluate.
It's funny too.
It's just not fair to her.
I was on my TikTok last night and I was cleaning out all my favorites and my reposts, and it's like when I finally got back to last year, and like our first drivers, I was like, bro, like it's crazy how far like things have
it's
changed.
like you gotta give people a chance to fail at something to learn how to come back from that. It's like, all right, if your defense is not good, well, you drafted this woman, you know what kind of player that she was. She was not known for her defense, she was known for her scoring. So if anybody could accommodate her and get her ready for the next level, is a former all-time women's scorer in Kelsey Plum, like. But you don't give her a chance to do that, and I'm hoping that Dyashia Fair finds a way onto another WNBA team. I mean, she went from, I think, Buffalo to Syracuse to Las Vegas. I mean, stuck in New York basically like her whole life,
right? And
then have to go all the way to Las Vegas. Like where's the adjustment period really? Like, and if she moved all the way out there, it's like.
And just to be cut.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it just doesn't make any sense to me. It does suck that did happen to her. I'm rooting for her to find a way on a team and obviously play against the Aces one day and show them what they missed out on. But they were sure to get that graphic of the top 4 scorers in women's college basketball. It was Clark, Plum, Fair, and one more. I can't even think of her name. But they were the top 4 scorers in women's college basketball.
It was all in that one game.
All in one game. And then they literally cut her next day.
I equivalent that to the Sixers signing Mac McClung before the dunk contest.
It's like,
I mean,
let's just get this
my
moment.
social media stats going up. You know what I'm saying? Put them back in the G League right after. You know what I mean?
Yep. Let's get these this random stats together and then part ways. It sucks, obviously. Like I said, I'm rooting for it, but like I say they need just a better system in general. But this is the fact that we would never know this. We never really paid that much attention to it because it's always been a thing. This has been their schedule for years now. So if it changes, then good for them. But if not, then kind of gotta figure out this expansion real soon.
Well, I know that the Golden State's getting one already.
Yeah,
I think Golden
State
the
and then
2.
Toronto.
I think
maybe even 4 teams are getting.
So I think next season they'll have Golden State, and I think Toronto they said was the other one.
So they're automatically slotted, I think, into the top 5.
So and I feel like that's cool though, because I mean, like at the end of the day, like it is expansion.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you just need more roster spots because when you're putting in a draft, and especially when the season starts so quick with these drafts, like you're basically forcing 15 people onto a roster. You're never gonna be able to keep all 15, like no matter what happens. You know what I'm saying? Like even if you like I say like, and I think Fair was not treated fairly.
Yeah, I think Fair was treated unfairly.
Like like I totally agree with that. Like I said, I have an all-time college scorer, and then cut her 4 games in. She's not getting playing time, and she's already on the best team. Like if there was a place she could have sat, it would have been on somewhere like the Aces.
It was on. It's like,
but
bro,
I also feel like they judge it based off of who else they took. They took that other girl from Iowa who's been an instant contributor, and nobody thought about her when the draft started.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's been an instant contributor.
She got drafted out the crowd. Was that her?
Yeah. She's been an instant contributor from the moment that she got into the league. So I think it just kind of plays into that. But with the expansion, I'm sure we'll start to see these things where these girls won't have to worry about, even if they are a first round pick, not making the team.
Yeah, you can't say just go play overseas because Brittany Griner did that
and ended up in
never
prison.
Back home. So it's like, I mean, obviously she did something that was against the law, but the fear of that is obviously now it's still high. It sucks. It really does. But moving on, I just want to touch on that obviously a little bit. We're going to talk about some sequels now. Obviously, we reviewed Trilogy last week with the Apes Trilogy and sequels.
You're not allowed to use Apes for this list.
I was about to say, let's not
we already talked
use
about
it because we already
This
did.
Yachu that's doing it. The losers leave virtuosos.
I
losers
agree.
leave virtuosos.
Let's not use it because of it just ain't right. But to talk about sequels, obviously, like we talked about a sequel last week and like a good sequel, but for every good sequel, there are about 3, 4, maybe even 5 bad sequels, or sequels that don't need to be made, or sequels that are made way too far apart.
Zombieland 2, I'm looking at you.
So to pick good sequels is already a challenge in itself, but it's gonna be obviously a fun exercise for me and Damien, Damon.
Oh, and I just want to let the people know, right? The first movie could have been a 10 out of 10. The third movie could have been a 10 out of 10. But if the second movie is a 6 out of 10, that's what we judging it off of. All right. So if somebody picked High School Musical 2, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was the best one, right? I'm not gonna say but third one or the first. You know what I'm saying? The second one was the best one. That's where you go off of. So Just letting y'all know. You know what I mean?
I got a crazy top 5, man.
You know, if y'all went with Thor, Dark World, you know what I'm saying? I can't give you the Ragnarok. You know what I mean? I can't give you the
I already put
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok down.
You know what I mean? I
Like,
can't
but
give you
it's tight.
You know what I'm saying?
So do you want us to write all 5 first, or we should just go one for
Nah,
one?
we're gonna go
Well,
one for
once
one.
you say it, you can write it because that'll be your official pick. So, like, if you write yours and I got yours at like my 2 and that's your 4.
All right, you go first then.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I was gonna take High School Musical too. I really was. I really was.
Alright.
But I'm not gonna. I'm taking The Dark Knight.
All right, that's a good one. That's a good one. You're weird for that though.
You trying to store that up? Like, no. Not like you build your aura, bro.
All right. So you want to throw a heavy hitter at me? I gotta throw a heavy hitter
I
at
have
you.
to. It's the face of
Empire
my
Strikes
league.
Back.
See, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, Marito? I swear to God, I'm over here like, do I go strategic or do I be like a good friend? Because I was like, he gonna pick Empire Strikes Back, but I'm like, if he pick that, he go, no, I'm gonna pick The Dark Knight. So it's like, I'm in hell realistically. I'm in hell if you do that. Did you want to go back to back and then back to back and then go that?
Yeah. So you want me to start now?
It's up to you. Yeah.
I think we should do 1-1.
Just one. All right, back. All right.
Yo,
I'm gonna go fan service. I gotta go Shrek.
Frozen 2. Frozen 2.
I gotta go Shrek 2.
Oh, you stole one from me.
I gotta go
Good
Shrek
fucking
2.
pick.
I gotta go
Good
Shrek
pick,
2.
good
I ain't
pick.
gonna lie.
I'm trying to not use High School Musical 2 because you mentioned it.
Frozen 2.
Frozen 2 is it's just I never
watched it either. I don't
Never
know why I
watched
said
it.
that. My fault.
All right. Since we're being weird, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
You know what's crazy? I was like, he's not gonna use that because I don't think he know if it's a sequel or not. And he's not gonna use that. I could chill with it. That's weird. That's weird. So I'm all out of bags. My bag is in there empty. But I do got one more. I mean, I'm gonna go fan service again. I'm gonna go Toy Story 2. I have to.
You're killing me.
I have to stick to my roots.
Damn.
Don't match that with Cars 2. Because you know automatically lose. I ain't gonna lie.
Cars 2 is
Don't do that.
2.
Don't do that. Come on, don't do that.
Cars
Do not
2.
match that with
Holy
Cars
shit.
2, man.
Damn, I'm about to say a movie and you've never seen it, so you're not even gonna be able to judge it. Like,
No, but it's like, you know.
all right, I'm gonna go from my personal point of view. Then Terminator 2.
Do you know what's crazy? I think he's gonna say Terminator 2, but that is, I mean, that's from what I see it on every site that I've put.
I consider that better than the first one. So
Um,
this fucking pen, this marker stuff.
I guess I gotta keep going back to the fan service. Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Oh, you're killing me.
I gotta stick with my roots. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to dig in your past because then you know what I'm saying. And I don't know, I be digging up. I want to dig in your ass. You feel me? I want to do all that.
Fuck. All right. Sequel.
I'm surprised you didn't say the one I've seen a couple times. Though. I'm not gonna say it.
I'm trying to go off the top of my head. I don't know. I didn't look at any list before I started.
Yeah, I just did because I was like, my bag empty. Empty as fuck.
You took 2 that I was gonna put on there, so that was
You
good.
took
That
one
was
of
good
mine.
strategy
Spider-Man
on
was
you.
definitely one of mine.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Spider-Man.
Like, do I say Spider-Man 2?
Like,
2 Spider-Man.
Like,
I
fraud.
wonder who your favorite superhero is.
Right.
Like, damn, Toby doing overtime.
The OT.
All right. Fuck, man. I can't say Frozen 2. Like, that shit crazy. You said Shrek.
I did say Shrek 2.
You're weird, bro.
I did. It's tough. Cause these sites also think that sequels are even like the third movies too.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm getting a lot of good third
I
movies.
do
and
like that you said that the third one you can't use the third.
you can't use that as justification.
Because a
for
lot
like
of times the second one stinks and then they circle the wagons and the
Yeah,
third
that's why
one's
the
great.
first and the third one, the whole.
And every one you guys have said so far, I would agree that they are
great
great
yeah.
sequels, and many of those are better than the original. Like I think Toy Story 2 is better than Toy Story 1.
Yeah, for sure.
Bro, I'm stuck.
That was easy. That was.
I'm
I was
sitting
already-
on so many over here, guys.
I'm struggling right
I
now
don't know,
only
yeah,
because
like,
I didn't have that many in my head like that. Like I was like.
Like, do I say Gremlins 2? Like,
Absolutely not.
you know what? I actually think I might have. No, I don't know, man.
Are you just doing modern era? Are you looking bad?
That's what I'm trying to think. Cause like I have something like the back then, but it's like if I say those, like, can you judge?
I'm just sticking to my roots. Like I was born in '84, but I'm not gonna go back to '84. Like I'm just gonna stick to my roots, bro.
Bro, if you want to go High School Musical too, like we're not gonna judge you.
All right, bro.
You
All right,
a
bro.
fan, like you
Yeah,
love High School,
you
love
love
Troy
like
Bolton.
we waiting
that's
for you
what
to like.
saying,
I'm giving you that platform.
All right, bro. High School Musical 2, bro.
Damn,
like,
that sucks. You don't
like
you
you
don't know
got the
that many.
backcourt, greatest backcourt of all time. Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I get it.
I let the mom bail me out. Go ahead, bro.
But last but not least, I'm gonna go with a way more recent one. Only because I liked it. I'm gonna go with Top Gun Maverick. I like the movie a lot, so I'm gonna go with Top Gun Maverick. So I ain't gonna lie, like, I mean, I'm gonna draft Heath Ledger. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the face of my franchise. Like that's OD. Then I still got Tom Cruise. Like he's my fifth. Like you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like he's.
I think you got me, bro. I think you got me, bro.
You gotta stick to your roots, man.
you could really like cook right here though. Like you could really, you know what I'm saying?
Like, what
You
cat-
started
You know
off-
how many movies you
started
know?
off
I'm surprised
dumb
you not.
strong,
I'm
like, you
I'm
started off-
almost leading you there. Like
I'm just blanking. Like I'm completely blanking on.
you can think
anything
about
right now.
movies you even told Skylar. Like I was gonna take your whole bag, bro. Like I was gonna go to your house and be like, yo, let me get that bag. That
All right,
you
bro. You know
left
what?
here.
Fuck. I'll take Kill Bill 2.
Wow, I'm actually shocked you took that. I thought you were gonna take The Godfather too. I ain't gonna lie.
I was gonna say, no one bringing up
I
Godfather
thought
2?
he was gonna do that.
I thought about it, but
Because
it's
if you
like-
Google greatest sequel of all time, it's probably going to be Godfather
yeah,
2. Like
that's
top
that's
two
what
or
I've
three,
seen. That's
right?
what I've been seeing. I was like,
Dark
I'm not
Knight's
gonna take
another
it.
one probably pops
Dark
up.
Knight, him taking Dark Knight.
Empire pops up in those.
Empire definitely
I
does.
think Empire was like top 3.
I was just trying to judge all movies that the mom might have saw. I didn't know if this was like a
Nah,
list
you,
right.
nah, go ahead. Because I was gonna have Maranto come in and like judge y'all.
I got
okay,
two
so-
more that I would throw in. One of them you've probably never seen. But
I
so I'll
was
start
gonna
with the
say-
one you never seen. Like
was
Star
gonna say
Trek
Aliens.
2, Wrath of Khan. Like that's that's probably the best of all the Star Trek movies. And it was because they like revamped it after they redid it because it was like it wasn't Star Trek 1. But then the other one, which I think we've talked about, is Puss in Boots 2.
That's a good.
yeah,
that's
low-key.
a
We
good
was
one.
talking
I'm not
about
even gonna
low-key.
lie. I didn't
That's
think about
that's
that.
my
a good
favorite
one.
of all those movies in the Shrek universe. That's like my
I
favorite.
love
That's
the
a
Last
good
Wish,
one.
but I didn't think about the fact that it was a second movie.
I put boy right here.
I definitely didn't think about the fact that Kill Bill or that was the
I
second
have
movie.
a squad, bro.
Yeah, you won that shit.
So I'm gonna just go 1-1, 2-2. You know what I'm saying?
Like who got the best one, had the best two type shit. Because if you compare overall, it's like you got.
Oh, we're gonna go 1 to
Dark
1.
Knight and then Empire Strike Back is like somebody else got to take my. Who you think, bro?
Like you gonna ask, you ask him, bro.
You ask the
ask
Star Wars
him, bro.
character, bro?
That's crazy.
I would say those are. Are you what? How you scoring them?
I'm just thinking like so Dame's one versus Jules one. Whose is better?
I think those are even
I
picks.
feel like those are
That's
probably
what
the
I'm
most
saying,
even
that-
on the
that-
list.
That's
Yeah, I
like,
think one of- I mean,
like,
Realistically, those are probably the most even ones on the list.
That's two MVPs right there.
Shrek 2 versus Spider-Man across. I'm gonna go Spider-Man on
I
that
think
one.
Spider-Man's
I can
better.
understand that.
Toy Story 2 versus Terminator 2.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
That is a tough one because Toy Story 2 is crazy.
Toy Story 2
Story
was
2 was
fire.
I think Toy Story 2 is such an upgrade over the first one.
Yo, right? I watched it with.
And I love the
London,
first.
I'm
I
over
love the
here
first one, but
like,
I think you might have to go with that. I think like the fact that Toy Story 2 is significantly better
I can't
than.
judge it off the other. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So I'm gonna go Toy Story 2. Captain America, Winter Soldier versus.
High School Musical 2, bro. Like,
I might have to get it as a High School Musical 2.
Winter Soldier is like my favorite MCU movie.
bro.
I would have had to go Winter
I
Soldier.
need a recount.
Ah,
I need a recount.
like
recount
prime Bucky though. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that's that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going off score. I'm going off
Aura.
mash. I'm going off aura. I'm going off all that. Like he wanna.
Bro, this Detroit born aura, like. Come
Ah,
on.
you right. And
He
in the
switched
second
on
one,
his mans
in the
and they
second
brought
one,
him
his
back.
aura is up there.
The
But at the
baseball
same
song,
time,
like, come
he
on.
lost it and got it. That's really like when you lose it and get it back. That's when
That's
you
what
really
I'm
show that
saying.
you.
Like, I might have to go High School Musical 2.
I understand, but like recount that though.
So what I say? I said.
I think
It's
Dame
2-2.
up- I think Dame
It's
up
2-2.
I think Dame up 2-1 technically because we said one was tied.
Maranto, I'm
Well,
gonna let you
no,
take
it
it home.
didn't
I'm gonna
work.
let you take it home, Maranto. Top Gun Maverick or Kill Bill 2.
You gonna have to go with Kill Bill. I feel like
I don't know, man. Top Gun Maverick was rated like one of the best sequels ever.
I love
think-
Top Gun Maverick.
I
That's
got.
my
I
shit.
kind of got to go with Top Gun.
Yeah, I don't.
I,
blame
love,
you
I
at
only
all.
like Top Gun only
'Cause
because
Kill
like
Bill
it was
1
just
is
so
good.
different.
Yeah, it's not like anything. It's not like Kill Bill 2 was like a massive upgrade. It was just another.
And like Top Gun is good, but it's like
Maverick just takes.
Maverick
everything
is
and just-
significantly better than Top
Yeah,
Gun.
I remember I
Just
watched
takes
it from
everything
like
and
damn,
upgrades
like this shit's definitely. I mean,
Because
you
like
can tell it's
Top
like the
Gun
same
1
movie.
doesn't
but
age,
they're not-
didn't age real well.
Yeah.
Like it's not like it's fun. Like it's nostalgic, but Maverick is such a better
yeah,
movie.
it is. I don't blame you at all. Top Gun Maverick was crazy. So.
So in
Plus
reality,
you
we
got-
tied.
you know, you got-
If we
you got-
took, if we
you
tied
know.
with 1-1, but I
All
mean,
right, bro. Tiebreaker.
So tiebreaker. All right,
Right.
y'all ready? We
And
gonna,
I can't use.
change-
I can't use Godfather 2.
you
we
can't
gonna
use
cook-
Godfather
no, we
too.
gonna cook right here. No, we gonna cook right here. We're not gonna do a sequel no more.
We
Right?
gonna do a
All right.
quiz. We gonna do
We
it.
gonna cook. Yeah, ready?
He about to give us a threequel. The best threequel ever.
Best threesome ever. Best threesome scene
Hold on,
ever.
we gonna do a complete 180 here. All right.
See, it's funny because I know different IPs than like ones that you guys
Best
probably
sports
aren't thinking
movie.
of.
Best sports movie.
Sports movie, right there.
Ooh, there you go.
Last one.
Weird.
Right there.
Best sports movie.
I can't say The Blind Side. Like,
I can't see the blind
Not
side
anymore.
because it's murky. It's a little like the facts ain't really facts. So it's like,
yeah,
best sports movie. I'll even dim my laptop so I don't get no ideas.
I could kill Jules right now.
He gonna say Thunderstruck. He's
It's
Thunder
like,
fan.
what else can I really go with?
Thunderstruck
man.
is good.
Like,
As a man, what can I go
Like,
with? What can I go with as a man, bro?
I'm stuck between two right now. I got two in my head that I feel like I'm confident in,
It's like,
and they're both baseball movies.
see, that's the thing. I'm pretty sure like the baseball movies are like
low key the best.
low key the
ones.
best ones, but the one I got in my head is
Because
the
you got all
football
that
one.
Americana crap with baseball.
Yeah, it's like I don't
It's
know.
easier
I
to do a
mean,
baseball movie than it is to do like a football.
So you want me
Yeah,
to say
football,
mine?
'cause
So if you,
football
I
and
mean,
basketball ones be cheesy. Like,
I hope he didn't take.
why you throw a
I'm really
I-
glad, by the
I
way,
didn't take
from
no baseball
sequels
one.
and nobody said, Space Jam 2. I'm glad nobody said that.
I didn't even watch Space Jam 2.
why you doing
Don't-
30
I watched.
handoffs?
I watched the first 20 minutes and I was
It's
like, yeah, I'm turning
bad.
this shit
It's
off.
really bad.
All right.
Well, I mean, I got my answer. I'm gonna say mine. I think remember the Titans. That's because that's my roots. I have to go there.
I'm doing the Sandlot.
I need. It's like I was gonna do Sandlot. I'm like
I was stuck between Sandlot and 42.
I was even thinking about 42.
I was stuck between both of those.
I was even think. I couldn't think. Like I was just like, I know he not. I thought you weren't thinking Sandlot though.
If you think about the baseball movies like that are the best movies of all time, like sports movies, like I think half of them are baseball movies. Right?
No,
yeah,
yeah,
I'm saying the
absolutely.
baseball ones are good.
'Cause
And
you
then
got,
I know like
Angels
got-
in the Outfield, Angel in the Outfield, which is a great movie
Rookie
for
of the
like
Year.
what it is.
What is
The
it?
Natural, which they filmed in Buffalo. You've got
Trying to think.
what's the one with what's that? The League of Their Own. You've
Yep.
got what am I missing?
One of my favorite ones is the one where I think it's called Rookie of the Year, where he falls and breaks his arm and he becomes a starting pitcher for the Cubs.
yeah.
He could throw
I
like
watched
100
that.
miles per
I
hour.
think I watched that in school.
Yeah.
Or the YMCA.
It's one of my favorite baseball movies.
What's the one? Kevin Costner. What's the one?
Oh shit! You
The
got
one
me.
where they build the baseball diamond. If you build it, they will come. What's that?
Field of
Oh,
Dreams.
I do know
Is
Jack
that what they
Field
built
of
the Field of
Dreams.
Dreams?
I mean, like all those
Is that Field of
baseball
Dreams?
movies.
Is that the one?
I think it's Field of Dreams.
all those like baseball sports movies are.
I also thought Coach Carter.
Coach Carter was on my mind, but I was like, for best sports movie though, it's like
The only football
nah.
movie, the only movie for football that crossed my mind besides Remember the Titans was Gridiron Gang.
That's the only part. I was like, remember the Titans one I could really rock with.
low key, man.
Yeah,
like, as a
is
kid,
a
you
mighty,
relate
mighty
more-
Titans. Like he don't got
You know
a
what
jingle
I'm
like
saying?
that. He doesn't
I
have
feel
a
I
jingle like
related
that.
more as a kid to Sandlot, but like as I got older,
Bro,
I
show me
appreciate
8 pictures of you
Remember
playing
the
baseball
Titans.
right now. I can show you one video you playing football though. You know what I'm saying? Like I could really, I can go in your vault and really.
Yeah,
do
you're a
that.
clown,
That's
dude.
awesome. So I should have put the Iron Claw.
That's another good
You know what I'm saying?
one.
I should be that.
Wow, that's not bad.
Alright, you know
Ever
what I'm
heard of
saying?
Hoosiers?
Yeah, Hooters basketball. Yeah.
Hoosiers is a great basketball movie.
I think I'm gonna get an edge to Remember the Titans, man.
Come on, we are the
If you
yeah,
asked me this
right,
5
yeah,
years
these
ago,
Titans.
6 years ago, I would have said Sandlot, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, Sandlot as a kid though, I could
As a
watch
kid,
that shit.
I'm
I could
saying,
watch. I
like,
could
as a
watch it
kid-
like every day. Like no
you
bullshit.
grow older, you like really
No
appreciate Remember the Titans.
It made me want a pair of PF Flyers.
Made me want to start calling my shot a little bit more. I love Sandlot. I wouldn't have mad you pick Sandlot just because like it did have a little bit of everything. Like it
That's what I'm
just
saying.
did.
Like as a
You
kid,
got Ghost Babe Ruth. Like,
Like come on now. Definitely one of those movies that's gonna stand the test of times really. And it's crazy. Remember, Skylar was like sitting there watching Sandlot. I was
how
like,
you
how
never
you
seen
let her get this
Sandlot?
far in life without
Right.
seeing Sandlot? That's really
you 20-something years
that's a
old.
reflection on you as a man.
No, word, though.
Let's just meet up. What we got next? I think we did. I mean, the sequel lasted longer than I expected. I think we was gonna go to a tiebreak. I thought you was gonna kill me, to be honest.
yeah, that first one, y'all 2 number ones really like.
Yeah.
That's what killed the list.
Oh,
yeah.
that's all I had. So,
Yeah.
this is all I
As soon as
got.
we talked about sequels, I knew Empire Strikes Back was gonna be my answer.
Yeah, I should just went into your
You
bag
should've
and
in
took
my
that, and then you wouldn't have nothing. But and I gotta think of my target audience. I gotta think of my target. I gotta do better. But we talked about this segment before, and it's rewriting, like we talked about scenes, moments, whatever, but final seasons now. Usually the series finales, or even season finales that don't get renewed, we don't even know about it. They could be either really, really good or really, really bad, to the point where like it almost ruins the whole show. I'm talking like don't even watch the final season. Don't have no expectations. If you see it, don't you know what I'm saying? Like whatever you think is gonna happen, don't you know what I'm saying? Don't think about it. Just it's gonna be murky, and it could contribute to a lot of things. Actors wanting different send offs because that's when the Eagles really start getting involved. Those final seasons where everybody has a say. The directors don't know what to do. You know, you got people getting fired. You got people, you know what I'm saying, like I say, pitching all these type of ideas and lazy writing too. Even if everybody's on the same page, it still could be lazy writing. Now, for you, Damien, I know you were always very vocal about the Game of Thrones finale. I mean,
I don't even hate it as much as other people do, but I still recognize that it's a horrible ending to a show that was like the biggest thing in pop culture during the 2010s.
Yeah, and it's like you went through this long ride of all this character build up, and then you get something like knownly like terrible. Like nothing's worse. I'm talking like
the last like 2-3 episodes, man. Like everything
like editing
they build
errors
up,
and shit, just everything.
Everything they build up in the first 7 seasons gets completely thrown out the window.
Yeah. But and it even goes back as far as I'm talking like even historically like Dexter. Like everybody talk about Dexter being
a big
so
bad,
terrible.
a really bad one.
So I'll start with you, Damon, since you brought up this idea. What's the show?
You cannot rewrite All American because it's not.
Can't rewrite All American, obviously.
They low key just cooked in the last episode, bro. Nah.
She was one of us.
Nah, they really. Yo, this nigga has a heart condition. Hasn't played football in 3 seasons and played a national championship game. He was the coach though, by the way. He was the assistant coach.
That's great.
Suited up in the 4th quarter.
That's great.
Scored and got benched. Anyway,
that's
you know
great.
That's a Make-A-Wish. That's Make-A-Wish kid.
If I would have told you like that Ash would have been in Crenshaw. Anyways, we gonna get past that. Shout out my boy Nakai for this one. I'm gonna go on my block. I'm gonna rewrite the last season on my block.
You could give. So we'll try to make it a little bit briefer, and then we can explain it instead of like just running through a whole explanation. So you can just explain what you feel like the show should do if they did a final season, and then I guess you could break down like something key that you need to happen, and to ensure that this final season goes the way it should.
Okay,
Which
so
show did you pick again?
no. Okay, so on my block is already done. So then
but like if I
had to rewrite, basically like rewrite.
If you're rewriting that finale, like something that
So-
needs to happen.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is first of all, I felt like it was rushed, right?
That's most.
If you gonna kill Oscar, you know what I'm saying? Should have probably did that towards the end of it. So what I would do is, what would I do? I'm gonna have to switch shows because that show is just like it like spiraled down so quick.
That's how it. But you get like in a lot of these shows, like once you get to like the 3rd or 4th episode, like you know what to expect in a lot of these shows. So like once you get to like the 3rd or 4th episode, it's like oh my, like it's dragging to watch. It's terrible. It's like the storytelling ain't there, and it's like you can tell it's a shift. It's just like whatever happens at this point. Like it could even be something as like even just like a character death, like you said, like whoever Oscar is, like if he dies at a different spot or a more memorable spot, then you kind of can really dive into it. You really could get like more emotion drawn out of it. But when you kill a good character in the 2nd, 3rd episode of finale, it's just like
damn,
you're trying to do probably a little bit too much, most likely.
I say okay, so I will have Oscar move away, right, instead of being in the same spot. And then I would have Caesar like go on this rampage, like basically lost himself, you know, and then the crew
writing apes.
You know what I'm saying? The crew trying to get him back, but he don't have Oscar. Like he don't have that like older like person watching over him. Mm-hmm. So it's basically all these young teenagers trying to get this fucking wannabe gangbanger like, you know, back on track. You know what I mean? Seniors, all that. So you know they go through the shits. You know, one of them go through like a near-death experience. Yada yada yada. Then you could bring Oscar back at the end of the season. You know what I'm saying? Then he try to reason with him. Then you kill him off. You know what I'm saying? You kill him off episode 3. This motherfucker turned half crazy for 2 episodes and then went back to a high school student. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know about that. Like, the
like
basis what they had. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, the basis that they had wasn't bad. You know what I mean? I would have just, you know, tweaked it a little bit. You know what I mean? But
yeah, you could like even if it's just from a 9 to a 10, it don't gotta be the worst thing in the world. But
yeah, you know
it does suck when you know what I'm saying, you invest a lot of fucking time in these shows and then. And then the finale is bad, and it almost puts a sour taste in your mouth about the entire show. Like that's how I felt about Dexter. It's like, oh my, I love watching the show, and then we get to the final season, just like this is like it's a good finale, until like the last 15, 20 minutes. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, all right, let's wrap this up right, and you don't wrap it up right. And it's like,
And I got another one too, because that was from my boy Nakai. All right, if I could write you season 5,
oh my lord.
let me, you know what I'm saying? This is what we're gonna do, right? Because you know,
I don't even think that's even rewritable
you know what
at
I
this
mean?
point.
You messed up season 4. You know what I mean, so let me fix season 5 real quick. All right, so Joe is back in New York.
Joe's going back to New York.
Joe going back to New York.
The plan.
You know what I mean? So had the first 2 episodes him being low key. You know what I'm saying? Like not out there. Like obviously he out there, but like not fucking going to bookstores, working nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Chill out. You know. Then in episode 3, you gotta bring Jenna Ortega back. I'm sorry, you gotta bring her back. You know what I mean? Bring her back, or what's the little dude from season 1?
I forgot his name. He
forgot
was a
his
good
name.
character though. He was
That's
a
what
good
I'm
The
character.
one
saying.
that his mom was getting beat up.
Yeah.
Bring him back, or Jenna
I
Ortega
don't want to say
back.
Pablo.
Episode 3.
'Cause I feel like I'm racially
Nah,
stereotyping.
I think it might have been Pablo though. Nah.
That sounds right.
I
It
think it
don't-
started with a
He
P.
was a Spanish kid. He
Yeah,
was lived
I
in
think it started with a P.
Yeah, it might have been.
Paolo's just sound school, so we'll stick with it.
Bring him back. Bring him or Jenna Ortega back. Episode 3. You know, and then slowly bring the characters that he done fucked over back. And then about episode 9 or 10. What is it? 10 episodes in season. Episode about 9 or 10. They formulate a plan and they pack Joe up. No, pack the girlfriend up first. I forgot the girlfriend name. Kate,
I think her name is.
get the girlfriend
Terrible.
out the way first. You know what I'm saying? Because that's gonna draw Joe out.
That's
And
what I'm
then-
thinking. If you get Kate, you draw Joe.
Yeah,
out.
and then get him out of there. You know what I'm saying? And bam. That's
His name is Paco. I knew.
We're
I knew.
close,
I
though.
didn't- like it's like a
Get
B and
there.
an L. It's like
Yeah.
I
getting
think
there.
Paco sounds worse. So
Yeah.
I'm cool with Paco.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I would write season 5. But you know they're not asking me, so you know let's not just have a random motherfucker be like, yo, he look real suspicious. Like he doing his job a little bit too good. Like let me stalk him, follow him home. Like you know.
Like, and I'll get if he left signs. You know, no signs.
Yeah,
He
like,
was
look-
like as far as I knew, he wasn't doing shit. Like
That's
I
what
was,
I'm
I was,
saying.
I was like, nah. Like there's no way they go with Joe like as a killer again. Like it seems like they go in a different direction, and then they do go with him as a killer. And it's like he don't need no signs. So what the fuck are you mad about?
Like what are you like out of all people you though, like I could see if Kate did it, like was suspicious.
yeah.
Her though, like you literally only asking her questions in the library. Like I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Don't get
I
started on season
mean, I wasn't fucking with that season. No, that season was fucking
You know
terrible.
what I mean? That's how I could write season 5 out. That's how I would do it. You know what I mean? You could bring back that couple from season 3. Bring back Jenna Ortega again. Like I said, bring back Jenna Ortega. You know, obvious reasons. Good
I almost feel like
character.
they can't get her back.
No. They're gonna get her back. Or I'm
I
not
feel like
watching.
she might be just too expensive at this point.
No, I'm not gonna watch her.
Yeah,
Who's that, bro?
she might be too big of a star.
I mean, what other characters could bring back? Paco, I guess.
They could bring back the
I'm like, how many
bigger
fo-
guy from the first season that ran the bookstore with him. Like, I guess they could bring him back.
Oh, that friend. Yeah. They could bring him back.
Cause I mean, you gotta have cameras in the store somewhere. You can't just bring Beck's body out and you know what I'm saying? Like where you gonna take it?
You know
what
what
if
I mean?
what
Like,
if
something
what
going
if
on,
you
like-
take Beck's body, brother?
Like,
Like,
come on, bro. Like, you don't smell it. Somebody walking past. Like, you know what I mean? I
how did
don't
he
know.
get that shit out the basement? It's like, where was you at this entire time?
Yeah, and
Like,
then,
where
and then
are
think
you,
about
brother?
it. If you left the New York or whatever, like, nobody ever went downstairs, big ass box. Like, I
He
don't
locked it. It's like, I can't get in there. I don't feel like, It's
Like,
like,
you know what I mean? But I don't know, man.
I don't know.
That's how I would rate. That's how I rate season 5, though.
obviously, like, you gotta have some lazy things or like stupid characters that don't do the right thing. Obviously, for a killer to succeed through 4 seasons, going on 5. But season 1 is definitely, obviously, it was Lifetime for season 1, and then it went to Netflix. So I can understand why there's loopholes because it's a Lifetime. So that's like the only thing might be worse than the original Netflix show. It's like an original Lifetime show. I'm curious to what you got.
I'm not gonna do Game of Thrones because
Yeah,
that's
'cause
too much of a
it's
deep
too-
dive.
yeah.
The one that disappointed me the most was Supernatural. That's 15 seasons of 23 episodes a season, and I mean, if I had to tell you, I'd say ended at season 6. But
But that's
if I
9
had to
years
bring
of
it
writing.
back to ending it in season 15, don't kill off Dean by throwing him into a pole when he been surviving hell and demons and God and vampires and everything else. This man dies by getting impaled on a spike that's sticking out of a wall, man. It's a horrible way to kill off your main character. And then that Sam survives. He gonna start a family. Like, yeah, I'm happy for him, I guess. but I'm not though.
Because it's not.
Because it looks dumb. They put him in an old man wig. It looks stupid. I don't know. Supernatural pissed me off. I don't even got nothing I could do to make it better.
Was he the one? Was he the one that starred in
The Boys?
Nah. So is that Soldier Boy?
Soldier Boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the dude that was in that one show with the girl from Big Bang Theory. Forgot her name.
Oh, Kelly.
Yeah. What was that show name? It's on Peacock.
I know who you're talking about. That's not Jared Padalecki though.
Okay.
No, yeah. Yeah, like Supernatural. I mean, that's such a disappointment because like. When you watch a show for that long, 15 seasons is crazy. 15 years, man. 327 episodes. And that's how they ended it, man. Like, you could tell they dragged it out. And the guy that makes The Boys wrote the first 6 seasons. He wanted the show to end after 6 seasons. And the CW was like, nah, bro. Like, we can kick you out, and we going to keep making this. And it's just, that was the end of it right there, man. Supernatural was such a letdown. That one, another one, The Flash.
I thought you were going to do
The Flash. Ooh, I don't even know where I could start. The Flash followed the same exact formula every season from 1 to 8. Barry gets messed up. Iris is his lightning rod. He wins. He comes back if he disappears.
Yeah.
That's another show where like they wasted so much potential. Like the first 3 seasons were so damn good. And it's like, damn, man, like where you see where it comes down to, and like the CW should not be making TV shows anymore. Like they should have that right remote.
The fact they're still going is kind of crazy.
Like the first 3 seasons like feel so real, like they're gritty, like, and then by the end of it, man, it's just like the effects are horrible. Like I'm dealing with like love monsters. Like what's going on here, man? Like it's just so dumb to see it, the contradictions of it. And like yeah, like and then like by the end of it, they're just bringing back old characters to make you feel happy. Mm-hmm. Well, here's the Reverse Flash for the 38th time. Like yeah, that's my favorite comic book villain, but he's dumb at this point because you've killed him off 6 different times and you keep bringing him back. It makes no sense.
You know what else show CW make?
All American.
All American. 2 and 2 together. Like
that's why I don't like it. I could just tell. That's why.
I just there was something about it. I just couldn't get. It was on the tip of my tongue. Couldn't get it out. For me, even though I mentioned Dexter a lot, I'm not going to talk too much about Dexter. But I do want to talk about Ozark. Now, I don't remember who told me to watch Ozark. Now, it was a decent show to start. Like I wasn't too into it until the end of the first season. We got some really good stuff. Probably seeing like a different side of the cartel than before, you know, like a darker side, you know, like the money laundering, really get into like the definition of like money laundering, what it really means and like what it could and who it could affect. But we get into the 4th season and not many people inside like the main cast have died. Now I'm not saying somebody in the main cast needs to die for the show to have an effect or to have a lasting effect, but when you go through rapid fire of deaths, that's when it starts like fucking with me a little bit. So I think there was like maybe 4 or 5 deaths in like 3 episodes. We got the cartel leader Omar, his nephew got killed by Ruth. Wendy ended up getting her brother killed, which is the main actress. Then I think you had Omar getting killed by his sister's people, and then Ruth got killed by I think the sister's people as well. So it was like 4 deaths in like 4 or 5 episodes. It's like when you speed run so many deaths, they start not to make any fucking sense. They start to just be whatever. The main thing, like if that's your season finale, and I'm pretty sure it's starting to get written right before the end of COVID, or was at the beginning of COVID even, when you have a show and you have this family that's stuck up rich, they're making all this money, they're doing great, and they're bending the rules and all this. The whole point of like now you're taking it to a different, like it's not they're not protagonists, they're the antagonists of the town. The town is the protagonist. The smaller businesses are the protagonists. If you want them to like win and prevail, then that's fine, that's cool. But this is the final season. Somebody has to get their comeuppance of this family. So you got the Bird family. So the mom, dad, brother, sister. They're the 4 together. Where they went through all this hell and stuff. They're finally on the same page. It's like that should be their downfall. The fact that they're all on the same page now. But when they get on the same page, nothing happens. They're allowed to throw their weight around. I think even in the last scene, they kill an undercover detective. And then that's the end of the show. They kill an undercover detective because he finds out that they're doing this. They're working with the cartel, and they always had their suspicions. It was like, what are we doing here? Are we really gonna get them to come up in? It's like, whoa. And I swore that if there was anybody to die, it would have been the main actor, which is Jason Bateman's character, Marty Bird.
Marty Bird, yep.
The issue with that was he was getting threatened to be killed by his wife since season fucking 2. Nothing never happened.
How many seasons is it, 4?
It's only 4 seasons. But I remember like midway through season 2 and like Wendy's starting to step up and it's like he's gonna die in the end, but it's gonna be at a sacrifice of taking his wife to jail and make sure that his kids are set for life. That was the only logical situation. And nothing that happened. They just all became on the same page. And they just killed every character around them. They never got their comeuppance. And they're still, as of we know, was money laundering, took over the town. They're still there. Stupid ass ending. I don't understand why you kill every character around them that threatened them. That was a threat to them. You kill all of them. And they're just allowed to like roam free. Like, I just wasn't.
Like they won.
It's like they won, but like.
At what cost?
Like, damn, did they all have to win? Like,
Yeah,
there's no sacrifice. There was really no sacrifice from this family at all. The most sacrifice I think they had was like their son's hair. Like he got his head shaved. And it was like a message, but it was like not a message because they got them killed. So it didn't really matter. Ruth's character, which is Julia Garner, she can be playing the Silver Surfer. I thought she was the best character. It sucks that she does die in the end, but she had to die. But she shouldn't have been. The way she went about it, I don't think she had to die in that manner. I think she should have died probably trying to take out a bird instead of the cartel's head. Like it's like just didn't make it made sense, but it didn't make sense.
Right.
But they did kill her cousin, so obviously like it's a lot of death going on throughout the show. But like I said, the darker tone of the show is nice, but this finale was just like I had to watch. I'm just like, fuck, like if that's the end, then. And this hasn't came out in like what 2-3 years maybe. It's like probably not a good thing. Unfortunately, no, there is not going to be another season. But if I were to rewrite it, it would just have to start with their family just literally falling apart. It just has to fall apart tick by tick. And I think
That's some Breaking Bad shit.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like it had to end up like Breaking Bad. And speaking of Breaking Bad, people think that Skylar White is bad. No, she ain't got shit on Wendy Bird. Wendy Bird is way fucking worse.
Skylar White was never a bad character.
Skylar White is just a concerned wife. Wendy Bird is a controlling, manipulative, and crazy wife, played by a great actress as well. But like I said, it was some good things about the show. Even the final season was some good shit about the show. Like they had a whole episode like that just tracked Ruth until she kills one of the cartel's members. It's like it was great, but. When you get just death after death, it's just like
I'm glad you brought that up, the speed running, because I was gonna bring up another show. It's an anime I watched. It's called Devilman Crybaby, and I think it's only one season of it. But all the main characters die in the last 2 episodes.
It's like fuck, bro.
Yo,
like,
you
like
and,
that on me.
like I'm talking. They went scene after scene after scene after scene. I'm like, damn, like
I don't even want them to die. Like, can somebody get arrested?
Can they get
Can somebody
can
turn
be
on
some type of
somebody?
repercussion?
Like, can we get a split of the family? Like,
Well, I know that was like a
something.
big thing, like why people didn't like the Sopranos ending when it came out back in the day, because the ending it just cuts to black. Like Tony Soprano gets his revenge, kills who he needs to kill, and they're in the restaurant. He's like looking around, and like his daughter parks the car, and then she walks in the restaurant. It just cuts to black. That's the last thing you ever see.
It's
And they're like, is he looking around because he's about to get shot? Does he die? Does this
Like,
evil
the
character
theories
get
are
away
better
with
than
it?
the finale.
Like, and they never ever tell you. Nothing ever comes out about it. Like, it is just like to your interpretation of what happens.
Well, it was half interpretation, and then I think they really wanted to try to do a movie, and then
And it just fell
and
off.
then
Well,
James
because he
Gandolfini
died.
died.
Yeah, he
Like,
died.
so
Yeah, I
then
forgot
you're
about
not gonna. Then they toyed around doing like a prequel movie, like
Yeah, I
which
didn't
nobody
care for the
wants.
movie. I watched it, but I didn't.
You
care
know,
for it.
like it's a
I
shame.
mean, I don't mind. Like, I mean, like, it
You
was,
think like because
I didn't
obviously
hate
you guys watch a lot of stuff, and you watch stuff like all over the place. Like you guys have a very diverse like. Why do you think that like so many of these last seasons stink? Is it like you said? Is it ego? Is it they're lazy? Is it the writers left? Are people moving on? Is it just that, or is it just we all have such high expectations that it can never meet our expectations?
I think for
I think you could split that all like 25% each.
I think Game of Thrones for sure was because the writers got lazy.
Well, they got lazy because they were trying to
They're
get
trying to make
done
Star
because
Wars,
they were
yeah.
supposed to go do something else, and then they
were
got
trying to-
fired
they
from
got
that
hired
job,
to make a Star Wars movie.
and then they got
So they
fired.
rushed the last 2 seasons of literally one of the best shows of the 2010s, and completely shit on it.
Yeah, I can go from lazy booking to people's expectations to like, I feel like ego is probably one of the bigger things because then you get like, imagine being on a show it's like 6-7 years, like you're right, your last scene is like uninspiring. Like,
I
just
hate
kinda
it when
boring.
like the star ends up being like the executive producer of the show.
I was about to say Suits.
Like Suits. Okay, so Suits is awesome, right? Like such a good show. And then they like decided to never be lawyers anymore.
Yeah,
like,
they
all they
decided
did
to
is
go
like,
away from the
"Ooh,
entire
how
plot."
can I screw my coworkers? Like, what happened to Mike and
What happened to his
and
photographic
what's his
memory?
face just
Like, it
going in,
doesn't
Harvey
make sense.
going into court and being awesome. Like,
Nope.
I mean, I will say that they redeemed the show a little bit at the end when Mike came back because obviously they had the problem was what's her face married a royal, so she had to leave.
Yeah.
And then they had the thing where Mike came back for a couple episodes, and I liked that Donna and Harvey moved to Seattle.
Yeah.
And I always thought like at this point, as far as I'm concerned, like since that show's so freaking popular, I wish they'd reboot that show and just don't bring anybody else. Donna, Harvey, and Mike.
Yeah.
I don't care. Just say whatever happened to what's her face that didn't work out. Who cares?
Yeah, because
But those three are the show.
Producer.
But don't let them be the producers because like
Yeah.
so
He
many
turned
good
to a
shows
producer
get ruined
early,
because like my wife watches like SVU and it's been on for 8,000 years and now what's her face is in charge of the show. And every episode's about her. Like she's like Judge Dredd. She might as well just be the judge now and just kill the like. She does everything on the show. Like just let other actors have a role. Like,
Yeah.
You've been doing it for 22 years.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you almost get to that point where it's like you feel invincible. You feel like you can't your status is immortal now. Like that show's gonna be ran on USA Network, like NBC's, and like it's gonna be on Peacock. It's gonna be on everything for the next 10, 15, 20, 25 years. You know what I'm saying? It's how you do a crime show that can last over years. You
I
just
would
take
much
current
more
events.
respect if you were on that show and you got to the point where you wanted to be in charge. Like, you know what? Let me go do another show. I'm so good and I'm so popular. Back me and let Michael Weatherly, what's his face, who's on NCIS, went and did that show Bull, and it was a great show because they you know what? Let's just let you go do a different show, and he got to be the star, and it was really good when he did that. And then he was smart and like he did the 4 seasons, and he was like, that show was done. Like he knew that show like. I don't need a fifth helping of this. And I wish some of these shows would just end. Like that's one thing about the BBC shows. Like they never drag on too long. Very few of them. They do like 3 or 4 seasons and are like, we're just out.
I love when the show knows when to end.
Yeah, if that's more or less what it comes down to too. It's like imagine being on a show 6, 7, 8 years, and it's like, well, my send off is bad, so now I gotta pitch this idea and I gotta throw a wrench in this one, or I don't want this scene to happen because it's gonna take away from my character. It's like at the end of the day, you got paid for 8 years. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be worse. Like obviously, you got a consistent job and consistent pay for 8 years. But like
I understand that aspect of it because like you may never get a show again, and you
most
got to
of them
live
don't.
off that for the rest of your life. And besides occasional appearance on some other show or something. But you're right. Like but then don't take it in. Just remember what the show was about.
Exactly. But like it's crazy to think like SVU is like when Stabler was on there, it's like they almost went like a full, like they doubled his seasons until he showed his face again. It was like that's kind of crazy to think about. It's been going on that long, and it's
And my
it's
wife
a good
does.
thing,
My
though.
wife likes his new show. She actually,
I like the first
that,
season
and they're
of the
moving
show.
that show to Peacock so they can get violent, which is cool. So they can really.
I like the first season a lot. Like,
they're moving it to Peacock, and they said because they want to like do some really kind of over the top stuff that they know they can't do in regular.
But that's the only thing I didn't like about the first season was like it's organized crime, so you kind of want to see more of a darker side of it, and you can't do it because you got to just have gunshots go off and somebody's laying on the ground,
right?
Or somebody getting beat up, and you don't.
Well,
see
like
that.
Criminal Minds moved to, they brought the show back and they did it on Paramount or whatever it's on, and they like have the characters swearing and shit now, and it got a little more graphic, and I'm like, ooh, this is the way that like the show's about serial killers, it should be like a little bit more.
Yeah, you kind of got to get into that that realm a little bit, but it does suck when like these finales. I do attribute it like I said to the egos and whatnot, but when you get like a lazy writer with the egos, it's just like, all right, yeah, sure, yeah, this is cool, man, do this. It's like, well, everybody can't have their big moment, especially if you're a fucking supporting cast member. You never got nominated for shit. You just been on the show. It's like, what do you want? Like, why do you want this moment so bad? Your TV time is not equivalent to the main actor or actress's TV time. It just sucks when you get like mainly just the Eagles going all at it, and then like they do interviews after about it, and just like how the fuck did this even function for 7-8 years? It's kind of crazy to think about. I'm glad most shows like aren't like nowadays aren't into that 7, 8, 9 year kind of span. We're kind of getting like small, like dumbed down to like 5 seasons at most, maybe. If you get into like that double digit range, you might not never end. But it's a good thing though, because like I said, you might not get a show again. And if you really do want a show, you really want to put your name out there, leaving that show might not be the best thing for you. But there are good finales out there, but retelling the story of a finale that already happened, or like trying to rewrite it. Obviously, like if you really get into the real like lore of it and all that, like it could be like hours and hours of conversation. Like if you really talk about like scene by scene and all that shit, then we'll obviously get to real things. But like briefly, there's a lot of shows that you could really look at and it's like, damn, they did a lot of things wrong, but we just accepted it because what can we do?
What can we do?
We can't complain about it forever. It's just been off for years now. Can't be mad about it. Lastly though, last week we talked about, it's been a year. For the last year, obviously, it's always been me and Damien, and Damon joined after the summertime. We came to merge and whatnot. Just the fact that we've been doing this for a year, I think we missed maybe one episode. I want to say it's a Thanksgiving one. So we've been far too consistent to even think about stopping, obviously. So more or less, I just want to talk about our goals for the next year or so. Obviously, a sponsor would be nice. I obviously want to put more time into this, but we got our own lives. Obviously, we just come here, talk for an hour and a half, and put out 4 or 5 1-minute clips of it. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, y'all tell us about it. And that's always the beauty of it, that you guys will tell us if you disagree. But there's also people that agree a lot. And it's like we appreciate obviously everything, but aside from like the sponsors and stuff, like we just want more interaction, like with everybody in terms of everything, whether it's guests, whether it's ideas, whether it's even just a set, anything. It's just nice to have more minds going into everything that we do. It's not just us 3 with Maranto producing. It's like, well, everybody that follows us, your guys' comments go a long way. It's not just cut and dry, 3 people behind behind microphone, a couple cameras, and just talking, and just for like try to think to entertain every different type of group of people, whether it's like some music, movies, TV shows. We're talking about the score, we're talking about the lore, we're talking about lighting, talking about the cinematography, everything. We want to try to dive into everything because it could be a hit where we get people that work in film and they kind of give us a rundown like how that shit really goes. We don't know how everything goes because we're not in the rooms that they're not in the room that happens. You know what I'm saying? But it is nice that we can come on here and talk to you guys and give you guys our point of view, and you guys give us that feedback. But we want more and more feedback. We want more and more interaction in this. It's not easy, obviously, to just keep growing on any social media because it's so many podcasts out there. There's so many people doing some of the same things that we're doing. As original as we think we might be, there's another podcast we never seen that's doing the same thing. So as far as like goals, we just want to keep separating ourselves, getting more interaction, you know what I'm saying? Get our name out there more, and obviously put more time into what we're doing. I don't want to just record every week. Like I miss the reactions and stuff, but schedule don't allow for that. So when we can do it, it'll work out. But if we can't do it, it is what it is. And you know what I'm saying? Damon holds it down with the reactions, and it's a blessing obviously to do one thing for a full year. You know what I'm saying? We can't judge our growth off 1 year because, like I said, how can you assess somebody in 1 year? Like everything changes. We talk about so much.
We weren't even doing it at a high quality for the first.
Yeah, I'm saying like it's
this is our 3rd location.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this everything. Something changed. Like it's like it goes in threes. Like our first 3 months is in my apartment. The next 3 months, like we're trying to figure out how to get them on in, and then get to emerge, and then like we're finally all on the same page, and like it just everything changed so much. But that's how you show how good you could be, is when something changes, how you can adjust to it. So it is always, like I said, it's a blessing. It's always gonna be a blessing, and like I said, I do it for obviously the human interaction more or less. Than I said, the sponsor be nice, and it's something that I've been looking for and trying to find. But we talk about so much shit. It could be any. It could literally be anything.
At this point, we just need to find a product.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, like we mainly talk about films, like TV shows, movies like that, but we can't, like, we only here for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. We cannot talk about The Boys, talk about y'all relationship problems, talk about gaming, talk about a movie from 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? We only can categorize, you know what I mean, 1 or 2, you know, maybe 3 things in one episode. You know what I mean? Then we can't go talk about you know, fucking, where is Lou Dort? Like, he locked up Brandon Ingram, then get no recognition for it. You know, and then talk about Anthony Edwards come back from 3-0. Like, we can't go on all these topics. Like, we only here for a certain amount of time. Like,
Because
and
by
I
the
hate
time we talk about it, it's over.
like, you know what I'm saying? You really don't want us to talk about certain shit. Because we gonna jinx the fuck out of you.
Like, don't tell us your favorite team, what
Like,
y'all love in
bro.
life, the things you value, because we could fuck that whole shit up.
You know what I'm saying?
We
So,
the jinxiest jinx in the whole world.
you know what I mean? So, it's we have a lane that we in, but, you know, sometimes we merge out of it, and it's cool, and it's fine. You know, we still only a year in, you know, but don't categorize us as a sports podcast or just a film. Like, we have multiple outlets that we can go to, you know, if needed. You know, because if we relied on just films and TV shows, you know, some weeks are going to be bland. If we relied on just sports, you know, obviously you can look at sports in about 2-3 weeks. Like, what the fuck are we going to talk about? Like, after the final. If we talk about relationships, how many times can we say damn get those bitches in here? Like, it's only so many times I can repeat.
How many times can I call him big bro?
Like, you know what I mean?
Y'all
I
would be
realize
so
that's my biggest
disappointed.
brother.
Like, come on now. So, you know, but we expanding. We learn about, you know, new things to talk about. We growing every day. And growth is not linear. You know, it's not gonna be just straight cut dry. You know, we're gonna gain 10 followers in a month, 20 followers in a month. It's gonna take time. So, I'm excited to be a part of it.
This coming from a dude that went viral, so I'm not
You
hearing
know what I
nothing.
mean? Hey, but even then, that took time, effort, you know, put in, you know.
Never know.
You never know.
That's why every
You
day.
need,
Stay
to, you, need to, you
consistent.
need to start throwing up gang signs and then
You know what I mean? Like, you know. You know what I mean?
I probably just call somebody out. Like, walk out to my car, I'm done for it.
Come on, man. Like, but you know, I'm glad to be a part of it. You know, I haven't been on set with y'all for a year, but you know, I've been a part of it. You know, behind the scenes. You know? So, you know, I appreciate the support. You know, I've got closer with these two since I've been a part of it. You know, I'm done asking them for 2K runs now. You know, we can talk about something else.
I asked dude at 3 o'clock in the morning. It was a problem. So
You know what I mean?
3 o'clock in the morning, 2K runs is kind of crazy.
Like,
I'm
let me
not
look.
tired yet.
I'm
Ruin
tired
my
all of a sudden.
night, so I
Like,
go to bed.
like I was really energized, so I read 2K in the message. Like, now I'm tired, but
I with that too. So it's like, he got extremely sleepy.
I'm proud of the growth that we've had. You know, obviously this is our main like podcast, but you know we put in enough time, enough effort. You know, and I'm proud of what we've done in this year. So that's what I would say. You know, my goals obviously is continue growing. Sponsorship would be nice. One of my goals will probably be get a guest on here of something, you know.
Like not a friend.
Yeah, something. You
Yeah.
know, like a serious guest, like you know.
Like a serious person with
Not
Yeah,
even-
you know, not like a serious. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
say it
like
doesn't
a
have to be
serious
serious
person with a
because-
beating heart, a functioning brain, like,
Yeah, you know what I
not
mean?
trolling.
There's somebody that's not somebody that we. I mean, like I don't mind having repeating guests.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But, you know.
like if we did a Niagara Falls High School teacher episode, you know what I mean? Like, how many times can we spam a ranto, like having somebody else in there, you know? But that would probably be it. And then another goal,
Sign to do an extension. That's a goal for me. Please.
Dude said sign to an extension.
I really ain't got much, you know. Probably more guests, more you know, growth on social medias.
Yeah, I mean it's tough because like you say, you just never know like what's gonna pop, and it's like. Well, like even when we do the boys, like everybody can talk about the boys, but like everybody's gonna be talking about the boys. So the person that they listen to is the person they gonna listen to. They might not find us until season finale. We went through 9-10 episodes until we got a chance to really branch out and talk to more people.
Right.
And like everybody that commented on your video is not gonna follow you. They just hear, they either talk shit or talk or agree, and then you know what I'm saying, go about their day. That's a 3-second do. Send. You know what I'm
I tell people that all the time, like with hate comments and stuff, like they really don't care about you. Like they comment in some hate and shit, but they really don't. Like they're just in the moment, they saying something and they going on about their lives. Like their lives may be shitty, but because they commented that, you gotta feel shitty. Like you know what I mean? Don't.
I say you just take it with a grain of salt, move on to the next one. But it does matter because like then you can just keep drilling the bit a little bit sometimes. It just depends how you really look at it. Obviously, like glass half full. Like all right, somebody commented. That's interaction. That's how I look at it. Every interaction, every like I said, I take it serious. Every share, you know, it's a battle. Just finding topics, let alone talking about them. And like people ask like, "Oh, is it awkward?" Like, no. Just talk.
Ain't nothing awkward about it.
You know what I'm saying? I don't do
We're
it.
just coming on here and shooting
I'm
shit.
saying, like it's not like I'm not a pro or nothing. I'm not great. I'm not the greatest of hosts. I'm not a perfect host. I don't do anything out the norm. I never went to school for none of this shit. I never. You know what I'm saying, like I'm just all self-taught. It's just something I want to do, and I just decided to do it, and then just went with people that I thought would be best. And that's all it is. It never wasn't no. I went to school for us how to use it. Like nah, I'm just like random ass dude. Don't got no credentials and no media or nothing like that. But no, like you still can't tell me that like the content that we put out is not quality content. Like we put out stuff that like anybody can relate to. So it don't come down to just well, we don't got the status. So it's like well, that person that you listen to didn't have the status forever. You know what I'm saying? It takes years at a time to build a fan base. And say sometimes you get lucky and you build it quick, or sometimes you get unlucky and it might not ever come. But the whole point is that you enjoy it. Like we just enjoy what we do, and that's the first step. So now that we enjoy what we do, like anything that comes after, anything positive comes after, is just like an extra bonus.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So it's a great feeling, obviously, to do this for a year. I had my own starting and stopping, so the fact that we've been doing this for a year is already like damn, it's been a year.
It goes fast.
It flew by. It really did. Like I said, I only missing one episode in the last year. And that was fucking Thanksgiving.
So that means technically today's our 52nd.
No, we missed Thanksgiving and then we missed. It was like a crazy snowstorm.
Oh yeah, we did miss.
So this is 51 though.
Yeah. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough to stay consistent for over a year, but like even when those Thanksgiving we was grinding, bro. We went to go see Kills of the Flower Moon, that weak ass movie for y'all, but I don't say nothing about that. I don't say anything about that. So
yeah, y'all wasn't there for that 3.5 hours, bro.
Yeah, hot ass theater. It's like my elbow wasn't feeling it. But like I said, we're glad to be here. We're on year 2. Obviously, things will be upgrading. You know what I'm saying? Like the different point of views, different type of episodes. Obviously, it's obviously it's tough to just put a finger on one thing and focus on one thing when you really are just scratching the surface. Like as far as we concerned, like we're still widely unknown. Where nobody knows about us, nobody is consistent with us, nobody watches literally everything or likes everything. Like we are our most consistent supporters right now. So until we get the people that always like come around and talk and say like getting a different kind of guests, like I even seen like Scott Hansen on a podcast. He's talking about the multiverse and shit. I was like, imagine getting Scott fucking Hansen on your podcast.
That's crazy.
and he has the same interests as you. It's like you'll never know until you dabble.
And another thing I was gonna say is like, there's so many topics we could talk about, but at the end of the day, it's only us 3. Like we have to mold our own podcast. We can't we could take y'all advice with a grain of salt, but we can't talk about every topic y'all want us to talk about. Yeah, like in that case, you might as well just stand right here, like talk to us with it.
Like, it's crazy because I've even people that come for like well then he acts like I'll come on the podcast to give you my list. Like well first you gotta follow us. You ain't getting no free clout or nothing.
Yeah,
even though we ain't got much, like you ain't putting your name out there without you know what I'm saying a little bit of something. So no one just you can't just expect to just come on just and have your moment. And it's like obviously you got to pick our guests like selectively. Like it ain't just all right. Well, just come on. I got plenty of people like I'll come on. Like yeah, but Depends who you want to talk about. Depends on that person you want. I want to work with good people. Not just about working with people. It's working with good people and people that are going to help us as much as we help them.
Absolutely.
I ain't got much else to add to it. Name you anything to add?
No, I think you guys wrapped it up nice. I feel like for what we got to do and what we have done so far.
Yep. So 51 episodes later, 51 episodes, 3 locations, 17 Damien haircuts, 14 cars, 7 houses.
6 tattoos. You wrote
$3.6 million later, he's still here. So.
He's still here.
Thanks, guys.
Surprised he could have been left, but
I thought he was gonna ego us by now. You know what I'm saying?
he
I thought he egoed us in my first episode. Like, Demond here. You know what I mean?
He's like, I'm gonna watch from afar type shit, and if he good, then I'll come. So I didn't know Damian Stats until the next week. So I was like, could imagine how I felt. So, thank you guys for joining us. Obviously, though, been a year in the making. Obviously, we're blessed. But we'll see you guys next week. We talk about the boys. Boys for the people that are in love with the boys. It's gonna be covering like I said, most of our summer. I can't wait, obviously, because it's nice to have something we just know and love. It's hard.
And it's every week.
First half of the year was a little rough here and there, but like now we get to our real nitty gritty stuff. We're about to kill it. I ain't gonna lie. It's about to be a really good time for us. We really want you guys to be a part of it. So once again, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next week.